Hi, giraffe friends. Happy St. Patrick's Day. This book is called Pete the Cat, The Great Leprechaun Chase. Leprechauns are super fun to read about. So I thought you might like this one on this day. And you can see on the cover, there's the rainbow. Pete is under the rainbow, and there's the little leprechaun with the pot of gold. Looks like Pete's already caught him, but we'll find out. Pete the Cat, The Great Leprechaun Chase was written by James Dean, so he is the author. And I don't think it tells me who illustrated it, so maybe James Dean did both jobs. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and Pete's teacher, Mr. G, is teaching about leprechauns. The only time you catch one is on St. Patrick's Day. A leprechaun will bring you good luck, Mr. G says. Now everyone in the whole class wants a leprechaun, of course. Pete gets a great idea. He will open a leprechaun catching business. St. Patrick's Day comes, and Pete gathers some supplies. He hangs a sign above his stand. The sign says, Pete's Lucky Leprechaun Catchers. Oh, this is gonna be so easy, Pete thinks. Squirrel is Pete's first customer. I want a leprechaun, Squirrel says. I need good luck for my test. Cool. I'm on it, says Pete. So Squirrel needs good luck because he's taking a test at school. Pete has a plan. He will follow a rainbow until he finds a leprechaun. Finally, Pete arrives at the end of the rainbow and finds Clover the leprechaun next to a pot of gold. Pete sneaks up behind Clover and swoosh. What do you think made that sound, the swoosh? That was Pete's net. But Clover is too fast. Did you really think you could catch me so easily? He asked. Once there was a cat named Pete who thought nabbing some luck would be neat. Then he happened upon a smart leprechaun who he'll find quite tricky to beat. Clover disappears in a puff of green smoke. Pete will need a new plan. It's not as easy as he thought. That afternoon, Gus visits Pete's Lucky Leprechaun Catchers. I want a leprechaun, Gus says. I need good luck for my band recital. Pete says, I'll see what I can do. Pete plans to lure Clover out with his music. He plays a jaunty song on his guitar, and before long, Clover dances over to Pete. Just a little closer, Pete thinks. Suddenly, Clover starts spinning around Pete. Round and round, Clover goes faster and faster. Uh-oh. What do you think's going to happen to Pete if Clover is spinning around? Let's find out. Oh no. Clover wraps up Pete with the rope. Pete has finally met his match, a crafty leprechaun he just can't catch. He'll never win. He better give in or find something else to snatch. He's probably getting pretty aggravated with that little Clover by now. That evening, Callie, his friend, visits Pete's Lucky Leprechaun Catchers. I want a leprechaun, Callie says. I need good luck for my tennis match. Says Pete. St. Patrick's Day is almost over. There isn't much time to catch a leprechaun, but Pete won't give up yet. Callie is one of his best friends. Pete sets a trap for Clover. Before long, Clover tiptoes up to the trap and sniffs the air. I love candy, he whispers, peering under the box. Pete waits very quietly. Crash! Pete rushes over and checks underneath the trap, but it is empty. Clover skips away. Pete has tried many a plot, but still I haven't been caught. And isn't it dandy? I even got candy, while Pete ends up with squat. Not very nice of that little leprechaun. Pete has an idea. He follows the trail of spilled candy to Clover's secret hideout. Pete sneaks up behind Clover, and then there's that word again, swoosh. Puts his net over him, and Pete finally catches Clover. Clover doesn't look too brave now. Why do you want me? Clover asked. I'm helping my friends who need some extra luck, Pete says. Luck doesn't come from having a leprechaun, says Clover. You and your friends have each other. That already makes you as lucky as can be. Could Clover be right? Pete is one very lucky cat. A lucky cat doesn't need a lucky leprechaun, so he lets Clover go. Pete decides he will be the good luck that his friends need by helping them out himself. So, Pete helps Squirrel study for his test, and Squirrel aces it. That means he makes a good grade on his test. Pete helps Gus rehearse for the band recital, and Gus rocks it. Next, Pete helps Callie practice for her tennis match. Callie wins it. Clover magically appears. Good job, Pete, says Clover. I have one more poem for you. While Clover played hide and seek, Pete learned something unique. The luck that you make beats the luck that you take any old day of the week. Happy St. Patrick's Day! The end. I hope you liked that Leprechaun book because I know you like Pete the Cat books. We wish you well, we wish you well. All through the day today, we wish you well. Bye, Giraffe. See you next time.